Hey everybody, it's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Penovich for SkiSoutheast.com here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Very exciting news to bring you this week. For the first time since Thanksgiving, we've got the potential for natural snow and cold temperatures. But not only that, this is going to be a prolonged cold weather outbreak and maybe many chances for natural snow. So once the snow guns start on Wednesday, they may be able to stay on for a while. We're talking 2 weeks of solid, consistent cold that could really get us through all the way through the holidays, even if we get a little bit of a warm-up by the end of the month. I got to get into this pattern because it's that exciting right now. Here's the Arctic front. You can see it moving in from the west. Again, as we go into Tuesday night, this is all rain across the southeast. So don't look for any snow Tuesday or Tuesday night. In fact, it's going to be pretty warm. Maybe even some thunderstorms moving through. Really windy with the front. Now, on the back side of the front, I'm not totally sold on this, to be honest with you. I think there could be a little bit of snow here. I don't think it's going to be much of anything. It's going to be really short-lived. It's really the cold air that's more important. But as we go into Wednesday, the Arctic air spills into the region, and we're going to see a good maybe bout of northwest flow snow develop up in West Virginia and Maryland, maybe even parts of North Carolina, because we'll get a small connection from the Great Lakes here that possibly could bring a brief period of snow Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I'm not really excited about that. It's really the cold air that I'm more excited about. But here's the thing. Once the cold air moves in, the Arctic front will be near the coast. We're going to have another spoke of energy rotate around what is essentially a small piece of the polar vortex, which is going to break off up here. Now, at the same time, there's some potential that we could get a low pressure to form in the Gulf and move up the East Coast. Now, this is not a huge storm, but could be enough to throw moisture back inland, especially Friday into Saturday. That's something I'm really keeping a close eye on. Not 100% sold on. Most important fact is we're going to have really cold air and spokes of energy coming down that will help produce northwest flow snow with cold enough temperatures to make snow not just for one night, but maybe continuously for a week or two. Now, yeah, sure, there could be a couple days where it warms up enough during the day, but we're talking good, persistent cold temperatures at night for 12, 18, 20 hours of snowmaking. I really think that's the kind of potential we have. Now, let's look at the temperatures below 32 here over the next couple of days. We'll go into Wednesday morning, and you can see that cold air moves in Wednesday morning. So most of the mountains are below freezing on Wednesday. So this is a pretty good setup for snowmaking on Wednesday. Now, not ideal in North Carolina, but it stays pretty cold. Wednesday night, the heart of the cold air moves in, and you can see Wednesday night into Thursday morning, really good snowmaking conditions across all of the southeast. And once the cold air moves in, even on Thursday during the day, notice here we are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's likely going to stay cold enough for snow guns to stay on all day Thursday. So I really think you'll have a window Wednesday, but Wednesday night into Thursday, and then staying on into Thursday night and Friday. Now, this pattern is really epic. I mean, I see this on the 500 millibar charts, and I just get really excited. You basically are seeing a piece of the polar vortex break off, and we're getting essentially cross-polar flow coming down out of Siberia across the pole all the way down into the U.S. I mean, look at this trough. This is a huge trough of low pressure. And also notice the big ridge here and the ridge over the Atlantic. These two things pushing up into the Arctic are forcing a piece of that polar vortex to break off. And this is really cold air. For this was January, February, we'd be talking about serious deep freeze. And I tell you what, once the cold air gets established, it actually looks like it's going to stick around for a while. I mean, that pattern is locked in place right until the end of next week. So this could be waves and waves and waves of cold air coming in one after another. This really is an ideal setup. Now, how much snow are we talking about? Well, this is with the cold front Wednesday night into Thursday. You can see our short range models picking up a little bit. This is why I'm not overly excited. That's not a huge deal. It's really the cold air we get more excited about. But long term, and I'm going to show you this European, but I would put this, I would say this model is probably underdoing this snow right now. I just don't think the models are going to have a real good handle on the energy coming out of the Arctic and the northwest flow snow. You can see the Great Lakes are going to just go gangbusters with lake effect snow. So it's likely that the model is having a tough time picking up on this energy and cold air coming across the lakes, which usually means pretty good northwest flow. Now, In one day, we're not going to get a ton of snow, but this could be 3 or 4 events where we get 2, 3, 4 inches at each one, starting this weekend, going into next week as these next waves of cold air moving. So really a really ideal setup. So right now, here's what I'm thinking as far as potential for snowfall as we go into the upcoming weekend. I'll shrink my camera there. Right now for West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland, I'm not overly excited for this snow here or this snow here. Don't count on that being a big deal. Even here, I probably could have put some snow on Thursday up here, but these 2 days, it's just about the cold. Great snowmaking. This into the weekend is the double bonus. Colder air moving in, temperatures well below freezing, ideal snowmaking conditions, and the possibility of some good northwest flow snow. So Wednesday's kind of a teaser. Thursday it gets really cold, and then Friday into Saturday, this is when the cold air really gets in. And once it gets here, it's going to establish itself and stick around for a while. Now, I know people are already asking about Christmas week. Here's the thing. It's too early to get a real good grasp on Christmas week, but just know this cold air is going to stay in place for up to 14 to 15 days. So that's the next 2 weeks. That's going to get us through about the 19th to 20th of the month. And that means the snow resorts, ski resorts, everybody in the southeast is going to be able to make a ton of snow and really get a good blanket down. So even if we get a warm up of the week of Christmas, we're going to have plenty of snow on the ground to make for good skiing. But right now, I actually think for Christmas week, just looking at the way this pattern is set up, sure, do I think it'll moderate a little bit? Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be a blowtorch. It's not going to be a huge warm. It may get back to just seasonal weather, which means with 2 weeks of super cold and 1 week of seasonal weather right around Christmas, that's pretty dang good, especially considering the last couple of years. Of course, I'll post another update on Wednesday night to get you ready for all this. We'll have a real good handle on it, but it's time to get excited. I know all the ski resorts have been following them on social media. They're ready to crank up these guns, and trust me, once they get blowing that snow, they're going to be able to make snow for a while. So as always, think snow, get excited. This could be the best start to a season probably in about 2 years since we had the 2 crazy warm winters. It's been a while since we've had a great December like this.